This is Black Light coming back at you. We left off with Sadie and all the mother brothers that was in Sinetta's stable and his crew. All them banging on each other now. Bringing guns in the picture. Talking about everybody's mama. All the entertainers are banging on each other. You know. And we done lost focus. You know, that smoke got in our eyes, man. We can no longer see the real true enemy. The true enemy is, his hand is hidden by a cloud of smoke. You know, he walk around like Napoleon with that right there. When you go to the Genesis 2, and it says, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is which encompasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. Where there is gold. See, this is in the Old Testament, Genesis 2, and the Jew seen that. He was reading that too. Matter of fact, this is his book. The Old Testament is equal to the Torah. And now, and let me finish reading. And the gold of that land was good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. I don't know if you say Gihon or Gihon, but anyway, the name is it that encompasses the whole land of Ethiopia. Now you know that's black people hang out, man. That's where we dwell, in Ethiopia. So that part ain't talking about the Caucasian. That's Moses talking to the Caucasian. You know, because it ain't say nothing about God said. This is one of Moses' books, right? So that's Moses telling the Caucasian, you know, where the gold is at. You see? And then moving on down, it say, and the name of the third river is Hiddekel. That is which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. Now we dealing all in the black people's joint, but that's Moses telling the whitey, telling the Jews where it's rich and fertile at. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Now we're talking about the Adamic race, the Adamic people. You see? Which is the Caucasian. So I'm not going to go any further in this. Anyway, the Caucasian, you know, start running game. It's all in the Bible. And God is a black man. See, you go to the beginning and of the Genesis, In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now that right there is talking about us. You know, it's talking about us. And it tells you that it was more than one God. Because God said, let us, he say, let us make man in our own image. The us, you know, that's us. That's our ancestors. And that part right there is a glimpse of what the Jew took away or tried to mix up his beginning. See, this is his beginning. And they started calculating his beginning 6,000 years ago. A little over 6,000 years ago. They started calculating his beginning. So he started his history 6,000 years ago and tried to fit us in it because he didn't want to recognize that God was us. See, all this was in libraries like in Alexandria, you know. And when the Greeks was studying, you know, over there in Africa, Alexandria, the libraries there, the Romans came, you know, and they was jealous because they didn't want they probably was up there. The Greeks, y'all studying like, you know, they better. They ain't no gods. We the gods, you know. But they didn't burn up all the books. This is why the black man started using oral, verbal history. In other words, he would pass down the history verbally, like the Dogon. You know, they don't have books, so they pass it down because when the white man come, he take over the libraries and he get crazy with it and just get mad at it and try to burn it up and carrying on. But a lot of those books was hidden because it was about 10. It was more than one black library at that time. So they tried to hide some of those books. A lot of those books is over in the Vatican. A lot of those books is in the Library of Congress. Because Master Farad, when he came, he had the Honorable Elijah Muhammad read I believe it was 106 books. I'm not for sure. I forgot now. But I believe it was 106 or 103 or something to that effect. And he got a whole lot of them at the Library of Congress. And these are books that the school system a lot of times don't show you. Don't want to show you. And it was enough information in them 103 books to give the Honorable Elijah Muhammad revelations, you know, on the knowledge that was probably already in him because he studied the Bible. Now he know how to take the knowledge that Master Farad gave him and put it with the Bible. And then he put the Bible with the Quran, and he started getting revelations because after a while, Master Farad left him after 3.5 years, and he probably sent them some ESP messages, you know, speedy delivery through ESP And combined with his intuition and revelations, he was a master teacher. And all what these little brothers is coming up with you now, some of it they got from the white man, which the white man was stealing. And the rest they got it from some brothers who don't want to give the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the credit. You know. But y'all can't see this because y'all easily led into the wrong direction. And hard to lead into the right direction. And the Jew know this. So he using y'all music. Right now, it's African Bimbada. He got to him. See, one thing about gangsters, man, when they see your operation is making money, they want a piece of it or all of it. You know. Sometimes they settle for 20%. Or like sometimes they want half of it. It depends on how strong you are. What they get. Now we done seen this in Harlem Nights. We done seen this in other movies, letting you know it could be legal or illegal. It don't matter. They want a cut. You know. So now here these young warriors coming up, and the ones that ain't going to jail, they're gonna mislead them with their peers, guys around their same age. You know, guys in their 50. They got SETI and Sinetta. The guys up under them, they got somebody around that age misleading them. Somebody up under them in their 20s, they got young Pharaoh and Poppy misleading them. You know. So now, the way Poppy came in, or Hassan came in, he came straight like an agent, and the way young Pharaoh came in, he came in straight like an agent. You know. Now I don't believe that Nature Boy, I don't believe he know agent like the rest, but he could be. You never know. But you could tell it's a white influence on him. You could tell it's a white influence. I think the same with what happened to Dr. York. Dr. York, I mean, you know, this is just my opinion. You know, I ain't got no clear-cut evidence, but by me being on the planet for 72 years, man, I watch things, man, and I see how things move, and I see how our brother move, and I see how our brother change his game. Especially Dr. York was changing his game around like a mug. He was finding flaws in everybody's, he was trying to find flaws in everybody's teaching. And he was the first one that started mixing stuff up. He started off a Muslim in the teachings, almost like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then he started changing up. But he's so clever, a genius at what he does, that he knows how to finesse it, you know. But by the end, the Caucasian was in on him. And he got beside himself. He got drunk with power. You know, now he ended up in the Huskal. He's up in the joint doing it's some mad stuff what they got against him. So that let me know that the government had got to him. You know? Bimbana. You know, he making all this big money. He got a following. You know, the government the Jews gonna come in there and break it up. He in New York too. Dr. York in New York. Bimbada in New York. They came in on Berry Gordy. Told Berry Gordy to go to Hollywood. You know. They come in on you. They came in on your unions. That's why you got drum jumping off. You know. So I done seen it, man. You know. I know about how they roll and everything. My experience in this life. I ain't got to have actual facts, you know, or tell you, well, Walter Reuther in 1943 did this and that and the other. You know you know that they were mafia. They were connected, you know, because the mafia wanted part of the auto workers, you know. So ain't nothing legit about this government, man. It's just who got the biggest guns, man. That's all. But they don't think very wisely because if they did, they would know how to get rid of, dispose of some of these uh, stuff like batteries. All these batteries they sell, car batteries period. Where's it going? That's why they making Monsanto's is making seedless plants and stuff, because they try to find a way to grow food without the natural soil of the natural way it is grown, without using soil. They're trying to find all kind of way because they messing the earth up, man. So they ain't all that smart. They just, you know, power hungry. And anyway, we're gonna get back into this. This is Black Light on the next one.